Hey there, Steelers Nation. Before we dive into today's bombshell news, let's take a moment to appreciate the work this team is putting in. The Steelers are on a mission to get better, to refine every aspect of the roster, and to bring that winning mentality back to Pittsburgh. They know what's at stake, and if you appreciate the effort, if you love the black and gold as much as we do, hit that like button. It helps the channel grow, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any updates on the Steelers' journey. All right, let's get into it. The Steelers are suddenly staring at a big problem in their backfield. Najee Harris is gone. Love him or hate him, he was a workhorse, a steady presence in the running game. Now we're left with Jaylen Warren and not much else. It's clear that Pittsburgh needs an answer, and soon. Now there's a good chance the Steelers wait until the NFL draft to find their next running back. But some analysts think they could take a different route, and one name has surfaced that has fans divided. J.K. Dobbins, Bleacher Report's Mo Moton, has identified the former Ravens and Chargers running back as one of the best free agents. Still available. And guess what? He listed the Steelers as a prime landing spot for him. Dobbins put up some solid numbers with the Chargers last season. 905 rushing yards, 9 touchdowns, and an impressive 4.6 yards per carry. On paper, it looks like he could be a great addition to Pittsburgh's offense. But here's the catch. His injury history is downright scary. Since entering the league in 2020, Dobbins has yet to play a full season. From 2021 to 2023, he managed just 9 games total. Even in 2024, he missed 4 games with a knee injury. The Steelers could take a gamble on Dobbins with a 1-year prove-it deal, but would you trust him to stay healthy for a full season? Or should the team pass on the risk and go all in on a rookie running back instead? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. All right, Steelers fans, buckle up. This one is going to get people talking. George Pickens is entering the final year of his rookie deal, and while his highlight reel catches have made him a fan favorite, his time in Pittsburgh hasn't been without controversy. Emotional outbursts, inconsistency in big games. There's been a lot of chatter about whether the Steelers should commit to him long-term. Some fans believe Pickens is the future of this offense. Others? They're not so sure. And now, some insiders are suggesting that Pickens' days in Pittsburgh might be numbered. Steelers insider Ray Fittipaldo dropped a major hint during an appearance on 93.7, The Fan. He suggested that the Steelers could look to trade Pickens on the second night of the 2025 NFL Draft. I don't know what the Steelers are thinking on that, Fittipaldo said. If you're asking me my own personal opinion, I'd do it in a heartbeat. That's a bold statement. But here's the thing. Pittsburgh has a history of moving on from talented but high-maintenance wide receivers. We've seen it before with guys like Antonio Brown and Chase Claypool. And with Pickens' contract set to expire after this season, the Steelers face a major decision. Do they pay him big money to keep him long-term? Or do they cash in now, trading him for draft capital while they still can? We know Steelers GM Omar Khan isn't afraid to be aggressive when it comes to roster building. He's made it clear that he prefers trading up rather than down in the draft, always looking to land the best player possible. That approach was on full display when the Steelers went all in on DK Metcalf, signing him to a massive $30 million per year contract. Well, they'd likely have to target a wide receiver in the draft. The idea of a Pickens-Metcalf duo is enough to make any Steelers fan excited. But if Pickens is moved, that dream is over. The Steelers would need to find an immediate replacement, whether that's through the draft or another trade. Names like Ohio State's Emeka Egbuka and Georgia's Ladd McConkey have been floated as possible fits. But can any rookie come in and provide the same explosive playmaking ability that Pickens brings to the table? That's the real question. Let's weigh the pros and cons here. Trading Pickens would free up cap space and give the Steelers additional draft capital. That's great if they're looking to strengthen other areas of the roster, like the offensive line or secondary. But on the flip side, losing Pickens means taking a big step backward in the passing game. He's still one of the most dynamic young receivers in the league, and pairing him with Metcalf could create one of the most dangerous duos in the NFL. But here's the reality. If the Steelers don't extend Pickens soon, they run the risk of losing him for nothing after the season. Do they really want to gamble on that? This offseason has been full of surprises for the Steelers, and we might have another one coming. With Najee Harris signing with the Los Angeles Chargers, Pittsburgh's running back room suddenly looks a lot different. Jaylen Warren is still here, and he's been a fan favorite with his explosive runs and hard-nosed style. The team also brought in Kenneth Gainwell from the Eagles, and Cordarrelle Patterson is around as well. But let's be honest, this isn't the same dominant backfield we've seen in past seasons. That's why this latest report is so intriguing. According to Jerry Dulac of the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette, the Steelers could be considering something pretty bold, drafting a running back in the first round of the 2025 NFL Draft. Yes, you heard that right, a first-round pick on a running back. Now, this isn't just speculation. The Steelers have been doing their homework on this year's running back class. They've held meetings, attended pro days, and brought in some of the top prospects for visits. That tells us they're serious about adding a game-changer at the position. But the real question is, should they go this route in round one? Let's break this down. If the Steelers do pull the trigger on a running back in the first round, who would they take? The top prospect, Boise State's Ashton Jeanty, would be an absolute dream pick. But the reality is, he's likely going in the top 15, which means Pittsburgh would have to trade up to get him. And given the team's other needs, that's a tough sell. Another name to watch is North Carolina's Omarion Hampton. He's a powerful runner with great vision, and there's a real chance he'll be available when the Steelers pick at number 21. But even if Hampton is gone, the Steelers have been scouting a lot of other talented backs, including Ohio State's Tre'Veyon Henderson and Quinshon Judkins, Kansas State's DJ Giddens, and Virginia Tech's Bhaishul Tuten. It's clear that the front office sees something special in this year's running back class. But the question remains, is spending a first-round pick on a running back really the best move? Let's look at both sides of the argument. On one hand, adding a top-tier running back could give the Steelers a dynamic ground attack, something that's been missing in recent years. A dominant runner would take pressure off the quarterback, open up the passing game, and fit perfectly into new offensive coordinator Arthur Smith's run-heavy scheme. On the other hand, running back is a position where you can often find great value in later rounds. Look at Warren. He was undrafted, and he's turned into a key piece of this offense. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh has bigger needs to address, especially on the offensive line and at quarterback. Wouldn't it make more sense to use that first-round pick to protect whoever is under center in 2025? If the Steelers do take a running back early, what does that mean for Jaylen Warren? He's been a fan favorite for a reason. His effort, his explosiveness, and his never-give-up attitude. But let's be real. The Steelers have always preferred a true bell cow running back, and Warren has thrived in a complementary role rather than as the main guy. Adding a rookie with first-round talent doesn't necessarily mean Warren's role disappears, but it does mean he likely wouldn't be the lead back. He'd still have a big role in the offense, but he might find himself splitting carries or serving as more of a third-down back. That's something for Steelers fans to think about as the draft approaches. All right, Steelers Nation, now it's your turn. What should Pittsburgh do about the running back situation? Is J.K. Dobbins worth the risk, or should the team focus on drafting a young, durable back instead? And what about George Pickens? Should the Steelers lock him up with a long-term deal, or is trading him the right move before he potentially walks? For nothing in 2026, let me know what you think in the comments. And if you haven't already, make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. We've got a huge off-season ahead, and you won't want to miss a second of it. Steelers Nation, I'll see you in the next one.